Hey guys, hey everybody. Today we're gonna talk about the Flutter development, and I will take my video that I created during the development session a few days ago, and I will comment out all of what happens right now in the video. The main point is when I created a video, I make it without any sound, and after that I will watch it again and make a commentary of comment all what happened during the development. It will be fun. So let's go. I'm starting the video. Okay. During this video, I'm going to implement the personal note-taking application. One more. This is a personal note-taking application called GuildTrip, one of our customer. And all of this video will be, mostly about the state management in the application, and one particular feature will be implemented. This feature called like reactions. We have a seal icon in the top left corner of the application, and depends on different action in the application. The seal should show some, reactions. It will be bubbles. In this particular case, the customer wants it to be bubble. So, and I thought how it's better to do this because the seal is in one widget element, the like application bar, up bar, left back button, and all the actions is totally from different qubits. It can be, you can see on the screen, it's like create first workspace, create first task, delete task, open the application, shuffle blobs, and so on, so on. What I decided to do is like we have a state. It's create a different, totally separated qubit for this single function. So we have the reactions qubit now and reaction state. You can see, by the way, I switch back and forth to the Jira, where we have the task, and to the uh, Android Studio, where my code is. You can see in this reaction state, by the way, this is still extent equitable, but now like few days ago, we decided to switch to freeze. And I know, it's kind of to be late because everybody using freeze right now, but we are pretty conservative with our code because it allows us to like move faster on the well-defined, engine. But so, the problem with equitable and the best thing about freeze, you can omit everything about the uh, fields and so on. So all of these fields, you can see initial, you can see copy this at the bottom of the screen. All of these will disappear when you use freeze. So I will advise you to use that. Uh, and you can see like last time suffixes on every field in the reaction state and how it works. Actually, when something happened, for example, you are creating the workspace. Should I explain everything about the application? I don't know. This is personal note-taking application, and we have a workspaces there, tasks like blobs, and blob is like model. It can be everything. So the blob is, there is a workspace inside it lives the blobs, and blob can be node or tasks or drawing or file, everything. So it's basically about shuffle blobs. So when you, in your workspace, think about Trello, right? Trello cards. When you shuffle the cards, you should show some reaction. So we have a last time. Uh, by the way, I will probably refactor it later. One moment, I will. When you develop a code, I will pause it from time to time because I'm out of the computer, go into take some tea or coffee. So if I can see the developer stop the development, I will skip this moment. Why I call of this like last time? Last time is uh, it's not the moment when it actually the moment when it happened, but we needed to track inside the BLoC listener because how you show the reaction, right? Uh, this is interesting. This is the like maybe first time, one of my first time when I use the Copilot Agent relay in CLI, I mean in the command line. Usually I use GitHub Copilot already maybe more than 2 years already or even 3. So I started to use it exactly at the same time when it appears. Um, but this time I started to use the agent, the command line agent. And if you don't use it yet, you should start do it. So what I can see, or what you can see, I explaining to the agent what I want him to do, and it's doing it right behind, right on the on your eyes, right? Mm, what I'm talking about is uh, I can't scroll the screen, so I don't know what exactly happened here, but it's all about changing the names of the fields of the state. And oh, yep, update reactions qubit. So I put some comment about like, hey, add some qubit commands to the reaction qubit. And the agent asked me like, is this command okay or not? And I said, like, yep, yeah, it's okay, do it. Okay, this is the qubit, reactions qubit, and all the methods started like on create task, on delete task, on open up. This one will be called from the screens, right? So uh, it can be called from another qubit or from the screens. It depends what you want to achieve. Uh, how you want it to work. And in my case, I call it from the screen right after I ask another qubit to do the actual thing. For example, when you are creating the task, you ask the tasks qubit create task, and after that said reaction qubit on task created. You can do it from another qubit. I don't think this is a real problem. I decided to do like from the screen because it seems for me uh, more like trivial because I think the code should be very understandable for the next developer. It should be like the main point. We write the code for the developers, right? Not for the machines. So I think when you call the create task from uh, when you call the tasks qubit dot create task, for the developer will not be so obvious like this qubit inside make another thing, and when you make it in a column, like one could be do one thing, another could be do another thing. It's much more obvious. Okay, at the same time, agents doing something. What exactly? Uh, I'm going to show the snack bar on every event. Okay, this is my comment, right? How to hide it? Uh, I'm going to show the snack bar on every event. I want the fact that keeps in the lib config settings. Yep. So we have a settings.dart file. It's like shared preferences, but in Flutter, shared preferences from Android, and I don't even know how we call it in iOS. But this is like local storage, local settings. And yep, we already have something in settings. And right now I just said, hey man, go to this file, check what we already have and do the very same approach for these new settings. And here it is. He just did it without any hesitation. No problem. It will be pretty fast. Yep. And what is perfect, what is like super well from the agents, this is the fact they say what he just did in the last comment, last output, what do you see from them? You make a comment, after that he trying to do some comment, ask you for the permission, yes, no, and at the very end it shows like, okay, this is what just has been done, check this, if you don't like, you can revert or whatever. Okay, what next? I can see a bit pause from my side. Let's scroll it to the 10:49. I will save the timestamp for the next for the video recording. Okay. Yep. And 11:10. Something start happens again. Okay, settings. What I do, I check. I am checking right now. Like settings, is it okay or not? Yep, seems okay. I have a comment at the top. Reaction event. Oh, no, 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 it's problem. This is the problem. And I explaining to the agent, like, hey man, no, 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 I want to keep the fact it was not the yeah, not the time when it happened, because he thought I want to keep the time last time, but I only what I really want to do is to keep the fact, the message, the reaction has been shown. It's like Boolean value, shown or not shown, because the customer wants it to be shown only one time for almost all the reactions, except the single one on the application opening. It wanted to be like random, from time to time show the message. And this is what I just explained to the agent, and I said, hey, hey, no, 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 I want to keep the fact to show like Boolean value, blah, 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 please refactor all this react shown approach. Keep bools. Yeah, keep bools. Okay, and it just did it, no problem. You renamed, thinking. By the way, you can see the agent using the Claude Sonnet 4.5 model, despite the fact this is the GitHub Copilot. So I don't know, does GitHub that they have the own model or not? But yep, you can see the Claude Sonnet model seems like to be very, very powerful model at the moment. It's probably the top of development charts right now. Okay, at the same time, I'm checking the reactions qubit. Yeah, you can see I changed the volume because I'm listening for the music right now. Okay, nothing interesting at the moment. Okay, I continue to talk to the agent, and I said, now in the reactions qubit on every function on create workspace, after setting the last time of the event, please save. So I'm trying to say like, okay, in the qubit, please keep it to the settings, call the settings from the qubit, please save the fact the related message has been shown. Yep, that's it. So what is very interesting, what is really useful about the agent, the same thing that about the Copilot. So programming coding agent is just like Copilot on steroids. It's the same, but with the power of explaining. So you can explain the problem. You can give a context because in the GitHub Copilot, when you just make how to call it completions thinking themselves. They're just taking the context from the code and thinking themselves, like trying to guess what you want to do. And the agent, you can talk to agent. Not really talk, and this is not really useful when you trying to understand something, but this it's really much useful than the Copilot when you're trying to code something. Because for the understanding, for the real investigation, I still use ChatGPT. Yeah, I don't use Anthropic. Good old ChatGPT for me is like Google now. Okay, and this is very useful for the repetitive tasks. I have a lot of functions or methods with the same, sense, and it's a lot of boilerplate. Not so much, but still, instead of typing it every time or copying, I can give the command to the agent, and it will do this for me. Okay, seems good. He add the settings everywhere. And now, what I type in right now, in the Leap UI, create the reactions view. Yeah, right. So now we have created the reactions qubit and the reaction state. And now I want to create the reactions view. The very message widget that will show these bubbles. It will be shown like in the stack, right? In the Flutter, we have a stack widget that can show one views above or under another, and I will use it. But for now, I just need the widget itself. This widget are going to listen what happens in the reactions qubit state using the BLoC listener. Yep, the view should use BLoC listener for the change of the event last time and show the bubble with the message. And this takes us back to the state fields. Every field's ending is last time. For example, you create a task, right? And the create task last time initial value is 0. And after that, you create task, and the create task last time become current millisecond or microseconds. I put it, this is an integer value, and the BLoC listener listen for that, can see the change of it, and after that, based on this listener, it will make the side effect. Side effect means show the message. It can be real side effect like show model. In our case, it will be a side effect changing the internal UI state variable, like show true and in 2 seconds show false, or it can be automated animation. Okay, let's read what I'm talking about. The view should use BLoC listener for the change of the event last time and render the bubble with a message for the 2 seconds. And some nice bones pop animation like appears from the top left corner. Yep, add some nice bones pop animation, please. For the example, check the up bar back button in the workspace screen. Yeah, and the nice side, the power side of the agent, it can read any file that you pointed. You can say, hey, check all this directory and find this file, read it, and make the conclusion about how it should work and so on. So yeah, I have a few types here, and I don't want him to think bad because I'm afraid of his context will be damaged for some reason. So I stopped the command, and right now I'm changing the text because I said blob listener. and I should say BLoC listener, and who knows what is in its head. I don't know. And I was in a situations a bunch of times when the context has been broken and he goes crazy doing something totally wrong. He's looking for the workspace screen. You can see using the different commands like find. He actually used find a lot, all of these commands, and I think about why you ask me about it every time. So we need we need a way to give him permission about, yep, you can use the find command every time. Why you don't ask me, right? I don't know how to do it at the moment. Maybe the good way, the right way is to say it. Hey man, don't ask me eh, from now on about the find command. Just do it. You have my permission forever for this particular session. Okay. Uh, oh, you know what? What happened right now? I stopped the session. Uh, You can see, by the way, GitHub MCP server. Yep, MCP is the word, probably the word of the 2025, right? Maybe somebody will say like the word is wipe coding, but I would say MCP mm, is a good candidate for being the 2025 word. Agents, right? Agents is also a big thing. Okay, the problem is I stopped this session and the context of the agent doesn't live between the sessions. So when you stop the session, all what you say, what you discussion, we discussed with it before lost. So you need to explain everything again. So my advice is to not cut the session. You open the terminal, you use one window with the living session, and I don't know how much context, how much talking, what the talking limit is. I really don't know, but you keep it as you can uh, to avoid any additional explanation. Uh, and for sure, for the different projects, if you do it in parallel, right? If you wipe coding projects in parallel, if you're doing it in this way, if you're like going crazy, you should do it in the different windows, right? In different sessions at least. Okay, now I'm talking to him again. Okay, please check the lead blocks, reactions could be and the blah 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 stakes. This is the yeah. I'm trying to explain all of it again from the scratch, giving him a blueprint or big vision of what really happens. And after that, after this initial explanation, which you already know about it, you know everything. I copy paste my last message to him, to I don't know, to him or to it, better say to it, right? Uh, about the reaction viewer. I think changing the BLoC listener. Okay, yeah, this is some corrections here. One moment. Okay, let's see what happened next. Yeah, a lot of corrections. Let's scroll it a bit. Okay, 2634 right now. Okay, and he said, yeah, I will examine the relevant file, blah, blah, list, read, find. Okay. Oh, I can see it's not asking me to run the find command. So I was wrong. Find, read, list, everything it do without any permission, right? But changing, yeah, for any action that change something, it asks the permission. Thinking. Yep, find localization files. I think this is the reasoning model, right? Because it's thinking, okay, search for reaction related translation. Yep. Why about translation? I don't know. Anyways, it looks, and the coding model understand this is probably all the main architectures, but I right now we are in Flutter architecture, and it understand it. So it know everything about the mainstream architecture is without. I don't need to explain everything about my project. I just need to explain my goal, and it understand everything. Okay. Yep. Find it. Reaction related translations. Thinking. Okay. It's creating the reaction message widget right now. He explained to me, like, I understand the widget should be the BLoC listener. Yeah, yeah, it should show a bubble message. Yep, yep. I can give you a spoiler. So animations was really awful. Not from the coding point of view, but from the it's not useful. It was not useful. It's what not beautiful. So I later I changed it. I improved the UI, the animation itself, but still, I already have some skeleton, some boilerplate done for the moment, so it's much easier than created from the scratch, especially when this boilerplate like somehow uh, implementing your goal. It's not just copy it from the Stack Overflow or whatever. This is working already for you. It's not ideal. So, and your work, your job is to make it polished uh, so the customer will be happy. Okay, something happy happens. Let me see a main screen. Okay, do not touch settings there from the widget. Yeah, the problem was it start to update, like message has been shown. This you remember from like I talked about this earlier. Settings start from the widget. Yep, I said don't touch because we only use Qubit for working with the settings. Qubit is doing that already, and you can see it, right? So he did it in the previous session that was cut, and he forgot about it. Like, man, you just did it. Why you do it again? And from the widget, despite the fact I say you said like do it from the qubit. Yeah, this is the problem when you cut off this session. Don't do it. Keep the session live until you burn all the tokens you have. Okay, do not touch, blah, blah, blah. Add the message text from the translations. And I cannot say on working with the agent, this is GitHub Copilot Agent, make things a lot faster. Uh, I probably can do it myself with the same speed or maybe even faster, but it definitely changed the way how you do the development because you're thinking more probably because I only I think about it, I make the command, and I check the result. And this is a bit different way in comparison when you just grinding, typing a lot and so on. It's mostly like you work with the junior developer, micro task, micro management with the junior developer, and it's real mind shift. So it's better. For sure, it's better than do it. It's not more. It's not easier. It's not easier, and it's not faster. But from the first, from the first attempt, but it changed how you think about it to the right direction for sure. Okay, and now I'm starting to make the development myself because I really tired. You know, when you work with the agent, you're tired. Uh, not tired the same way when you do the development yourself, but you're tired of this, management. Yeah, this is a block listener, and I already see the bug with this block listener. The problem is this is a single block listener. You can see it. Uh, it reacts on every change. That actually should be the multi-block listener. I think from the block uh, library, the thing called the multi-block listener. You can provide a few block listeners, and every block listener listen for the particular field change and have the different separated side effects for the every field change. Yep. Okay, I do the reaction message right now. This is a stateful widget. Stateful because we have a lot of animation there and so on. Yeah. Okay. This is the list of, in Jira, we have a list of messages and situations when and what should happen. Okay. What I do? Workspace screen. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. This is me sitting a few days ago and doing the development, and this is me after some time, like watching this, and in some situation I don't understand what was happening and what happens, what the situation. Okay, I'm checking uh, the structure of my application bars, up bars, floating action button. What are you thinking about right now? I'm not sure. Okay. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know what is happening in its state. Yeah, I understand right now. Now I know. This is the first situation. Like create workspace. First time when the workspace is created. Oh, by the way, this is our initial multi-block provider, the main Dart file where all the qubits are created, and I add the reactions qubit here, right? Uh, Reactions qubit don't need any repository inside, don't need any other qubit because we use qubit inside the qubit to make like inter-qubit communication. This is pretty useful, by the way. Uh, yep, I just create the qubit in the main Dart, and the workspace screen immediately have it in the context. After that, I read the reaction qubit from the context. And this is the extension of the context from the uh, BLoC library. Yeah, and I call like on create workspace. Why I did this in the init state, right? This is strange, but uh, but this is right because the there was a check like workspace ID is null or not. And if this is null, that means the workspace screen opens for the creation. So this is the way how we distinguish the workspace screen between opening the existing. This is our personal note-taking application called the Guild Trip. And this is the button where you open the workspace screen. Okay, nothing happened. uh, yep, okay. And right now I'm trying to understand why it is not working. Okay, yeah, checking things. Yeah, the reaction message is the wrapper. It has a child, and you can wrap any widget into. You can wrap any widget with the reaction message, and after that, uh, huh, I don't. It like create a stack over it. So yep, when you wrap it, child, it will show it at the top. Okay. I'm trying to log in everything to understand it's really, yep, on create workspace called. What happened? The block listener here. Yep. Uh, this is a problem. This wrong implementation. I will fix it later. I can remember it. Yep. I'm adding some logs to understand what is working and what is not and why. This is the situation. I press the plus button. I open the workspace screen, but nothing happened. Why? Why? Nobody knows. Okay. Listener, right? This is the listener. Listener working or not. Create workspace start last time, daytime now. By the way, this is not an integer. This is daytime objects. This is okay. They are comparable. So the equatable state should react on this change. Yep, and this is kind of old solution, but that can work. I'm adding the delay between. Yeah, yeah. The problem is it should be called not after the delay. Delay is working, but this is ugly. It should be done. Yep, you can see it, right? It appears. And that's what I'm talking, what I mean, the ugly animation. You see it, it's totally ugly. It should be done over the widget binding dot uh, instance dot add post frame. I don't remember how it called. That means when you do something in the init state and you want it to be in the UI, you should wait for the first render, and we usually do it through the widget binding dot instance dot like at post frame callback, something like that. Yeah. And that's what I just realized and trying to implement. Widget binding, b. No, widget. Yeah, and I'm finding it in another place. Yep, widget binding instance at post frame callback. Copying, pasting. Yeah, we don't need the future delayed already. Yep, commented. Right. You can delete it, by the way. Okay, and now that should work in the right way. Yeah, open every time. This is just the first version of this reaction bubble. We will improve it later, but at least it start work. And I want to check how it look in the light mode. And now I will work with the reaction message widget a lot, like changing everything, trying to make it more beautiful, improve the animations, bouncing, all of this. Yeah, we have a linear gradient. I don't think we need the gradient because in 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 the REST application we only use the flat colors, right? Yep, flat color looks uh, more consistent. Okay, yeah, plus button. Now I make border radius around it, so rectangle uh, also has consistent UI view with the REST application. And now I will fix the animation because right now it has bones in, but I wanted bones like horizontal bones, and it make it too much, complex. Too much animations is not good. It should be very very simple, but bold animation. Okay. Yep. Yep. It's work, but it's ugly. So let's fix. I'm trying to understand how to make it better because we don't have a UI about this feature from our customer, and I need to invent everything on the fly. No problem. We did it a lot. Like when customers come to us, they usually have some idea, and usually this is something about the business, not about the UI. They want like, hey, I want users be able to do something, but I have no idea how to show it better in the UI or where the button should be. And uh, this is our job. We pretty good on it. So yep, we said no, don't worry, it will be done, and this is at the moment you can see this in action. Okay, font weight. I make it a bit more weighty, but it's still the same because our default text widget already have the 500 font weight. I make it 600. Yeah, it's better. Okay, and you can see the agent use edge insets default way of default Flutter way. But in our project, we used the special like utility method called app padding, and we have a lot of helper methods there, like horizontal, normal, vertical, medium. So any direction and any size, like we have micro, small, medium, normal, big, huge. This is much more readable. Uh, Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and see you in the next video.